Hey everyone, happy National Women's History Month. Wow, is that a mouthful? So, over 100 years ago, the very first women truck drivers rolled into what was and still is considered a male dominated world. These women didn't just drive trucks, though, they challenged every societal norm that said, this is men's work. And they proved their skills behind the wheel. And this is a time when trucking itself was still a brand new industry. And it's crazy and actually absolutely frustrating that more than a century later, many female truck drivers are still running into the same old barriers. So let's meet two of the OGs, the true originals. First up, we have Luella Bates. In 1918, during World War I, labor shortages hit hard. They sent all the guys overseas, right? So the four-wheel drive auto company in Clintonville, Wisconsin went out and they hired about 150 women to test and demonstrate their new heavy-duty Model B trucks. Now, Luella was one of those 150 girls. And she didn't treat it just like a temporary gig, right? She became a driver, she became a mechanic, and she became a truck inspector. And she was damn good at all three. Now, when the war ended, we all know that most of the women were sent home to open those jobs back up for the men, right? But Luella stayed. The company kept her on as a Goodwill ambassador. In 1920, January of 1920, during a promotional tour, she drove that Model B truck all the way to New York. She became the first woman to receive a commercial driver's license in the state of New York. And then she went on to do transcontinental tours. And she showed the whole country that women could handle the mechanical demands, the long hours, the breakdowns, and the unpredictable early roads. And those roads, we complain about Indiana, but can you imagine the condition of those roads 100 years ago? Luella wasn't just driving, she was living proof that us women could do this job. Then, after Luella, here comes Lily Elizabeth Drennan. Lily was born in 1897 in Texas, and she faced her own battles. She lost most of her hearing after scarlet fever, but that didn't stop her. During the Texas oil boom, she and her husband started Drennan Truck Lines. And after their divorce in 1929, Lily became the sole owner. That's right. That made her the very first woman in the United States to own and operate her own trucking company. Go, Lily. So, getting her commercial license wasn't easy. The Texas Railroad Commission tried to say, hey, you can't hear, we're not giving you a CDL. But Lily pushed back and she pushed back hard. And she basically told them that that was gender discrimination, right? So she won that license and she ran her company successfully for decades. These women endured overt sexism, skepticism about their strength and endurance, bureaucratic nonsense, unpaved roads, unreliable trucks, isolation, and almost zero accommodations for women on the road. Yet they kept rolling. 100 years later, we are still fighting that good fight. We're still fighting against harassment, discrimination, gender bias, and even basic facility access at truck stops and shippers. Now, we've come a long way from outright license denials and men's work only signs, but true equality on the road still takes real ongoing effort. So, this Women's History Month, let's remember Luella Bates and Lily Elizabeth Drennan and every unnamed woman who refused to stay in the passenger seat. Thank you, ladies. Thank you for not only enduring, but for challenging the status quo and paving the way for women like me. And for every woman still out there today, hauling freight, staying safe, and proving every single mile that competence has no gender. Keep rolling strong, ladies.